I was on a 7-night cruise. Lifu Island in New Caledonia.
How cool is this island?
Day trip. The big P&O cruise ship had to stop KOA, and we had to all get off the ship and go into like these little cabin boats. I reckon they could carry about 25-30 people, probably more. An enclosed capsule was hot. You get in there and you feel like you're in a sauna. The most beautiful island I'd ever set foot on. There was a few stray dogs around. There was one dog that looked like it was literally on its last leg. Old and gross, and I was just like, ooh. I love dogs too. This dog, yuck. I mean, the poor thing. When I saw that dog, I kept saying to my husband, be careful of that dog. I am usually a dog poo detector. I'm like a radar. I had some dog poo thrown at me in grade 3 that hit me and got stuck on me. This is why I'm very good at making sure something horrific happened to me and to everyone else. A story so big that it has taken me 3 years to speak of. So horrific, so mortifying, the forbidden story. We made the mistake of going to get a coconut. So I was wearing my thongs, and now in Australia, thongs mean flip-flops, so things on my feet. And I was so excited about this coconut that I stopped looking at the floor. Hello? Really? We've had enough, we're gonna go back to the boat. We walk down the seashore, onto more asphalt, and then down a very long jetty. Hottest part of the day. I go to sit down next to somebody, and then I notice the worst stench. It was just horrific. So I sit down, and then I think, ooh! So I said to my husband, Ryan, really quietly, like, oh, let's just move. And the smell has gotten worse. Everyone started looking at me, and I didn't know why. My husband doesn't tend to notice stuff like this. He just went and sat in the back. I then noticed strong throughout the entire cabin.
Watch out for the floor. Oh, yeah, it didn't smell so good.
From my entrance point into the middle where I sat down next to this lady. Now I've put it throughout the entire cabin. When I got the coconut, I didn't see that horrible looking sick dog on the asphalt before me. It baked onto my thong from the heat of the asphalt, sealed, like pancake that thing on. That's why it didn't come off. And it's because the cabin had these little circular pieces on the bottom for grip. Just tore it. The seal had bucked. It was just like all over the boat now. And I was like, oh no, it's me. I can't do this to people. And I still care. I still care about people. I can't have them sit on this boat for it takes like 20 minutes. The hottest part of the day. This wretched smell has like intensified in this cabin. Everyone had their noses like this. And I had to go and tell the captain, there is something on my foot. He looked at it and he almost fell over. The captain asked me to remove myself from the cabin, go wash my foot. And I thought they were going to evacuate to let everybody off so nobody else had to go through this, but no, I just had to get off. I've now been kicked off, so I'm calling to my husband, Ryan! All the way at the back of the, and he couldn't hear me. And I'm now yelling, Ryan! Everyone's looking now, everyone, even on people on the other side of the cabin. Now everybody knows. Anyone that missed a beat now knows it's me.
What's going
I
on?
have to go clean up my foot. The little cabin takes off. I go wash my foot.
Clean it in the grass?
Everyone on that cabin is having a 20-minute ride in that boat, that smell in the heat, and they cannot escape. Now, I get onto the next cabin. We are circling because the cabin in front of us, the one with the poo on it, has evacuated all its passengers and now being hoisted up the boat. I see something that I'll never forget. The crew who had to get in their biohazard suits, high pressure spray out that entire cabin and then retire it. It never came back to ocean. It never came back to sea. It was done. Our cabin, another 30 people who've had a hot long day, are now just circling. So we had to wait for that thing to get put down and then put away under the ship before we could dock. I could see that this was all me. And I just looked out the window and just wanted to die. So this is my apology to anybody that's been on the P&O cruise from Brisbane in 2020. Either had a delayed cabin ride. If you saw the biohazard men spraying down, it wasn't COVID, it was me and anyone in that cabin. All I can say is that I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And that is the story of how 65 people had a horrible day. Apparently my husband, when I asked him to hold my GoPro, he accidentally pressed the record button. I got some of this on film. I've never watched it. I didn't want to relive it. So we'll watch it together.
Right in front of that boy.
It's very similar. The entire boat, what's that smell? No, he's on. From out, that was now my feet are burning. Everyone was like, what's that? Everyone's looking at me.
And you didn't notice it?
I remember I sat down, but I didn't smell on that. No, can you? Oh, and it's all over my feet.
Here's where
I still smell. How did it stick to me like that? Have you got my GoPro?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that films the entire thing. I'm annoyed. If you've ever had a story quite like this, please let us know in the comments. Because misery loves company.